guys, and welcome back to Daily Disney. Today we will be looking at the top 15 best rides, in our opinion. Number 15, Peter Pan's Flight. Peter Pan's Flight may break down quite a bit, but it's a good ride for it. The lines get a little bit long, 60 to 70 minutes. It's kind of a short ride, but going on to number 14 is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Some of you may be confused with this pick, but we picked it because we felt like it fit best here. It is way too long of a wait for how long the ride is. Not saying it's not a good ride, but I would not rate like an hour in like 30 minutes or an hour and 45. Even up to 2 hours, that's insane for this ride, and it goes over in like 1 minute. Now we're talking about the Jungle Cruise for number 13. Some of you may be shocked how this is on the list. Well, if you don't have a good skipper, it may not be fun. But if you have a good skipper and they're funny or they're nice, it will be a fun ride. And you will enjoy it, and everyone else will enjoy it on your boat. Number 12, the People Mover. People Mover has the first thought of what Walt wanted Epcot to be. It also goes through attractions like Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor and Space Mountain. Number 11, Frozen Ever After. It's like your classical dark water ride, except with a twist. It goes backwards and it has a drop. And we also chose this over Pirates. And Pirates is our number 10 spot. We think Pirates beats it out just a little bit because it has a good drop. You will get wet on it, and you most likely will understand the story a little bit better than that one. And it's just a classical ride to where Frozen Ever After replaced the Viking one. Now we're talking about the Tower of Terror. It's not your classical roller coaster. It is a drop one. And the drops are apparently completely random. So if you go on it, be ready to drop a ton. Next one. Number 8, Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain looks like a 2-minute ride. It's like 10 minutes, I think. Has a fun drop, has 2 drops. One's a smaller one. Has a great indoor part. It's a good ride to cool down on, and that's definitely a good spot for it. Number 7, Big Thunder Mountain. We chose Big Thunder Mountain because it's a fun ride. It's like if you sit in the front, it's not as scary, but if you sit in the back, it's more like bumpy. And yeah, if you're looking for a thrill, I would definitely recommend sitting in the back. And it's kind of the little brother version of Expedition Everest. Number 6, Toy Story Land. Slinky Dog Dash in Toy Story Land. It's a fun ride. Kids can go on it. Adults will go on it. It's enjoyable. There's not much to not like about it. I will say, it is much cooler at the night, but it's also hard to do it at night with Fantasmic. So it's gonna be should I do Fantasmic or this probably? The whole Toy Story Land is actually cool at night. Now Test Track. Test Track is like an indoor little testing facility. Then you go out onto a track on your car, and it's like your standard race car track. It's just going straight and with a turn. So it goes up to 60 miles per hour, I'm pretty sure. So it's definitely not one to miss out on. Space Mountain. At number 4, we have Space Mountain. Space Mountain's a classical ride. It's really good. It only goes 28 miles per hour, but it feels like it's going much faster. You will not see much light during this ride, and the soundtrack is really cool. Number 3, Soarin'. Soarin' is a really good ride. It's not a very long wait, it's 30 minutes, 45, and the ride moves quick. And if you really want the best you can get out of it, I recommend asking a cast member or someone who assigns your seats front row. So then you won't have any feet in your way and you can get the full experience without any feet. And it's kind of like, I know I say this a lot, but it's kind of like a smaller version of Flight of Passage. Now we're going to be talking about the number 2. We have 2 for number 2, so we couldn't choose between Rock and Roller Coaster or Expedition Everest, so we just put it on there. Rock and Roller Coaster is really for thrill seekers, so is Expedition Everest. Expedition Everest goes backwards, while Rock and Roller Coaster has 3 inversions. But it kind of feels like Everest goes faster because of it going backwards in the dark. Now we're talking about Everest. I just talked about it, but let's talk about that drop. You go backwards, come down, you see Disco Yeti, as a ton of people like to call it now, ever since they just flash a light on it. So yeah, and that drop is huge. And then there's a part in the right-hand corner, I believe, that I know there is, but I think it's in the right-hand corner. Yeah, and you guys can't see it, but the track stops and it distracts you with a broken track, but behind you they're actually switching the track. Now we're going to talk about our number 1 list. Number 1, Flight of Passage. I know you guys may be thinking, oh, this doesn't make sense. Actually, it does. I don't think anyone's saying that. Maybe, but, well, the best part about it is the ride. Like, you get cool stuff when you, like, there's a whale that flops down and you just get splashed with water. You can take all the smells in, which I didn't mention about Soarin'. And Soarin', you get all the smells in. You get smells from different places you go. You get, but you do not get splashed with water on Soarin'. That's one thing I will say.